And he used to always talk about know him by his fruits. If you never saw my face, but saw my works, how would you look at me?
All right, this is our Sweet 16 anniversary we're embarking upon with Influence Hair Care Products.
Hard to believe.
April 18th of 2006. But it's obviously been 31 years that I've been in the industry.
Right.
And it's how long that you've been in?
I came in 87.
87.
I started in 87, February of 87. So that takes me into 35 years. Yeah.
35 years.
Yeah.
People often ask me, how did I get into the hair care industry?
Yeah.
And I tell them the story about me being in college at North Carolina A&T State University, where I was majoring in industrial engineering.
Right.
I was going to job fairs, and I was about to take on an internship with an engineering company, industrial engineering company, which was my major. And at that particular time, you threw up the stop sign.
Yeah. And
you gave me a bit of advice to try out what it was that you were doing and see what you had to offer. And so by you, you're the reason why I'm in the hair care industry and why I enjoyed it. But could you enlighten me on why you wanted to share that experience and have me get that type of experience in this industry?
Well, first of all, I had traveled already the path that yours because my degree is in electrical engineering. And I did the same thing as far as going to job fairs and different things like that. And I actually interned, and I couldn't stand what I was doing. And I looked for an opportunity to get out. And lo and behold, I ran into Mr. Dudley. You know, Daddy and Mr. Dudley had grew up. He had taught in school, but I ran into him and he said, you know, when I didn't have anything to offer you, you was selling door to door for me. And that was when I was 10. And now I got everything to offer. You haven't been out to see me.
So hold on. You sold products for Mr. Dudley when you was 10 years old?
When I was 10, you know, y'all was so little that I think you was probably 3. And then the other part of it was that, you know, I got a chance to go see the salon business down in New Orleans with George Shaw on my spring break. He was in there selling products, going from salon to salon, dealing with wonderful women all day long and making money. And I was just like, I got in the shop and I was just like in my element. And I was like, oh, I can do this. And I came back and I knew then for me that this was what I wanted to do. So, you know, if you remember Mom, and then when I told them what I was going to do, right. And I had a degree in engineering, they thought I lost my mind and everybody was tripping. I was like, I knew then what I wanted to do. And so when you came to me about it, what you was about to do, I said, yo, man, remember, look, try this. You know, I had you do some door to door.
Yeah, I recall.
I had you do door to door, and I think you was doing door to door. We was over at High Point. I had you everywhere, right? I had you at High Point. Okay, so when that happened, I kept looking for an opportunity for you. You always picked up things so fast, and your work ethic was just always ridiculous in everything. You was never, you know, the biggest, but your competitive spirit was always top grade. I mean, everywhere. So one of our sales reps down in Goldsboro had quit. And we needed somebody to fill in. Mr. Dudley was like, who do we do? And I was in charge of sales at that time. And I said, well, I'm gonna put Rudy in place. I hadn't even talked to you about it. I said, I'm gonna let Rudy run the route during the summer. Everybody was like telling me, no, you can't do that. Rudy don't have no sales. I said, Rudy out doing door to door. We don't have nobody there. I promise you, he can get it done. And Mr. D trusted me. He allowed me to put you in there. And if you recall, I had you go down there to Goldsboro and you stayed with my Aunt Irene. And we set you up, and Ricky Thompson kind of guided you a little bit down there. But your first day down there on the route, I kept calling Aunt Irene and calling Aunt Irene. She just kept saying, Junior, he ain't got back yet. He ain't got back yet. And so I think it was probably maybe about 9 o'clock when you finally called me. You remember?
Right. I got back at 9 o'clock and I called you to let you know how my day was. And I let you know that I had hit some record numbers.
Yeah.
It was a Tuesday.
Right.
And you were surprised. And then you was excited.
Right.
But what you didn't know was that Ricky Thompson, who trained me, had told me that you was under fire for putting me out there at such a young age, at 19 years old. He wasn't supposed to tell me that. But
Right.
he told me. And so I wanted to make sure that you look good at the same time, but also knowing that one bit of advice you gave me was, don't go out there if you're not going to give 110%.
Right.
Because you do not know what the industry has to offer you.
Mm-hmm.
Going into the inner city of High Point, North Carolina, and if you're able to sell door to door to individuals that you don't even know are interested in hair care products,
Right.
then you definitely can sell. And I did well doing that. But if you can do it door to door, you definitely can sell going from salon to salon.
And because of how you perform, I was just like the director of sales then. And when it came back, the next morning in the meeting, they were all anxious to know how you did. And once you told me that, I was like, oh my gracious, he broke records on the first day down there. And we got back into the meeting and everybody was already on me. And I wouldn't tell him how you did because I knew I had a slam dunk, and I waited till we got in there and Mr. Dudley said, well, everybody said, well, Wilbur won't tell us how Rudy did yesterday. Mr. Dudley said, Wilbur, how did Rudy do? I said, well, Mr. Dudley, he was out there all night. I don't think he got in until about 9:30, but it was Tuesday and he did a little bit over, was it $1,500?
It was a little bit more than that.
Well, how much was it? I can't remember exactly.
It was $1,800.
It was $1,800. Okay, he had done $1,800. He said he did what? And I said he did $1,800. And at that point, Mr. D said, it's obvious Wilbur knows what he's doing. And I went from director of sales to vice president of sales. On the stripper, you on that. So you got me a raise, dog.
I had so much joy out of it that I knew that this is what I was going to do for the rest of my life. Yeah. I just wanted to be prepared for it. And that's when I went back. And this is the reason why I went back and changed my major from industrial engineering to management marketing, because of the exposure that you had given me. I need to be right up here under someone's guidance and wing and learn from. And that's where this journey got started 31 years ago. And so I applaud and I thank you for sharing an experience that you had that was so gratifying for you. I thank you for sharing that experience with me.
Then you got those success stories that, the ones that catch it right off the gate and are grateful for what you're sharing.
Right.
And it used to frustrate me so much, but now, I give it and I share the information and whosoever will, because you never know who's gonna grab hold to it.
Right.
I know when Mr. Dudley grabbing hold, he was telling everybody, you could be the next Mr. Fuller, but he didn't never know which one was gonna actually take hold.
Right.
You took hold, and you did the doggone thing, man. And I'm grateful to just be here and be a part of this journey, man. 16 years, the sweet 16 is sweet, man. Because I remember years ago, man, I was about to lose everything I had, when we was in this dog fight, So being here today, after that journey, man, it's gratifying, man.